Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the fifth episode of our Journey of Life by yours truly, Dr. Bruce D. Bansal of Bansal Consultancy Services and Filipino Muslim Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the Philippines. As I reviewed my experiences of pain and trials, I began to accept the fact that there was much greater than myself who was watching over me and guiding me all the time. I went through extreme hardship and difficulties in life, especially when I was a student of law and taking up doctoral degree in public administrations, which on my own I couldn't have overcome. There were many times when I would give up. That was when the trial would end. All kinds of hardship I endured. I was almost lost in the dark, but divine providence shaped my life. I really felt the presence of Almighty God, who is the source of everything. You know, guys, it was very difficult growing up without a father. My father died when I was 7 years old, and on January 1, 2015, my mother also passed away. And until now, I still remember them because I knew I would not be what I am today were it not for them. When I see children with their parents sometimes, my tears suddenly fell because I still recall and remember my parents. For those who have parents out there, should you love them unconditionally because you will miss them when they are gone. In view of that, let me share with you about my little knowledge insofar as the marriage in Islam is concerned. Family has been defined by one of the Muslim scholars who said, and I quote, thus, family is a basic social institution. It is a lifetime commitment whereby the husband and the wife are obliged to live together, render mutual love, respect, and fidelity in accordance with Islamic law. It is sacred and special ceremony that binds a man and a woman as husband and wife under the eyes of divine providence. The bond between wife and husband starts the moment marriage is conducted and the bride and the groom makes vows to each other's marriage functions is like planting a seed so that the wife and husband relationship is sprouts and grows into a massive tree. Like the seed needs to be nurtured in order to survive and grow, marriage also needs to be nurtured with mutual affirmation. It is said the purpose of marriage should be a means of avoiding evil deeds and forging one's soul of sin. It should be a means of acquiring nearness to the divine providence. It is in this context that a suitable and good partners assumes an important role. When two believers form a family through marriage, their sexual relationship would benefit them in strengthening their mutual love and kindness. For such a couple, there would not exist any dangerous threats of sexual perversions, dangerous addictions, or unlawful dates. The Prophet of Islam and all of the Imams, peace be upon them all, have laid great emphasis on the institution of marriage. The Prophet said, "The best people of my nations are those who get married and have chosen their lives, and the worst people of my nations are those who have kept away from marriage and are passing their lives as bachelors." In Islam, marriage is not restricted in a platonic relationship between husband and wife, nor is it solely for procreation. The Islamic term for marriage is nikah, which means sexual intercourse or carnal knowledge in legal parlance. So why has Islam provided extensive rules and regulations regarding sex? This was because Islam has fully understood that sexual instincts cannot and must not be repressed in accordance with Islamic law. They can only be regulated for the well-being of human beings in this life and for their success in the hereafter. Celibacy and monasticism are forbidden in Islam. Let us distinguish between the two. Celibacy has been defined as the state of abstaining from marriage and sexual relations, whereas monasticism is a religious way of life in which one renounces worldly pursuit to devote oneself to spiritual work. During the time of Prophet Muhammad, Uthman was one of his close companions. His wife went to the Prophet and complained, "O messengers of Allah, Uthman fasts during the day and stands for prayers during the night." In other words, she means to say that her husband was avoiding sexual relation. The Prophet was angered, and he did not wait to put on his slippers. He went to Uthman's house and found him praying. When Uthman finished his prayers and turns toward the Prophet, he said, "O Uthman, Allah did not send me for monasticism. Rather, He sent me with a simple and straight. I fast, I pray, and also have intimate relations with my wife. So, whoever likes my traditions, then he should follow it, and marriage is one of my traditions according to Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Almighty Allah be upon him." A person went to the Prophet and said, "I have a wife who always welcomes me when I come home and escorts me to the door when I leave. When she finds me sad, she consoles me by saying, 'If you are thinking of sustenance, then do not despair, because Allah provides sustenance. And if you are thinking about the next life, then may Allah increase your intellects and efforts.'" Then the Prophet said, "Allah surely has functionaries and agents in His word, and your wife is one of those. Such a woman would be rewarded half as much as a martyr." Thank you, and let us continue our discussion tomorrow, inshallah.